The most beautiful moment might be when you have the idea, but I would argue that it's even more beautiful when the first other person sees the magic in the idea.
That's the moment when you look at someone coming from for the first time in your project and just see their eyes sparkle.
You see their eyes sparkle.
Yeah.
Hi, this is Fredrik Haren from the world of creativity. Today we are going to learn about that magical moment, maybe the most magical moment of creativity. The moment when the first other person realizes that you have a great idea.
Hi, my name is Andi Daiszler. I'm the president of the Daiszler Association and I'm the founder of the other flower market, Strada Potaissa project. It's basically a street delivery project. We take over an empty street filled with rubbish and we try to get the public to come and visit the street while it's decorated as a flower market.
Why did you do it?
Offices are just across from the Strada Potaissa street, so I saw everything happening on the street. People throwing rubbish around, and I realized that a flower is something quite unique in terms of whenever you will place a flower, that place will change entirely.
So 362 days per year, this is
an empty, deserted, lacking activity street, and then for 3 days it becomes filled with people.
Did you get this idea from somewhere else to do a flower street?
No, I've never visited a flower market that looks like this. The basic idea was just trying to convince them to give us flowers so that we could decorate the street and just maybe use the decorations as the main reason for people coming and seeing the street.
What's the symbolism of the flower?
I think it's a really small item or a thing. Usually we do not pay very much attention to, but if you use it correctly or if you empower it, it can really provide a change, not only to you, but to others that understand its potential or its power.
But that sounds very similar to an idea.
Yeah, like the idea.
Something.
It's very
something small that we don't pay attention to, but if we do, it will turn into something very beautiful.
Yeah, but I think it's more than just an idea, because you cannot touch an idea. It's usually just something spoken about, or maybe just something on a piece of paper or in a movie or in a presentation or something like that. But a flower on a pile of rubbish is something in your face. You can really touch it. You can assess its potential. You can see it change the space.
Yeah.
And this is one of the reasons why Strada Potaissa has grown into something really really magical for the people involved, because we put an idea on the table and we looked at it from various points of views and decided if it's a good idea, if it's a bad idea, what can be improved, what needs to go away and stuff like that.
So I agree, it's not the same as a flower, it's not the same as an idea. An idea is, we should do a flower market.
Yeah.
But when you do the idea for the first time, the idea actually becomes a reality, and now you can say, hey, look at this. Look how beautiful the street became.
Yeah.
This is actually a good idea. We should turn it into something bigger that can grow. An idea is a seed, you can't see it.
Yeah.
A seedling is you can see something is coming, but it's not a plant yet.
Take our example, for instance. We put our money into it. We put our time, our effort into it. In the beginning, well, we had no support. No one understood and no one believed what we wanted to achieve. But after seeing it, you could have almost sense the vibe and see people just walking on the street and just feeling good about the street and feeling good about something that we had no idea it was possible. Yeah.
That's when you know it's a good idea.
Yeah, that's when you know. That's the validation, basically.
Yeah, so you have an idea, you think it's going to be good, you try it out, and then people go, oh, that's what you meant. That is a specific part of the creative process.
Yeah.
When the idea goes above the ground and other people see, oh, hey, this is actually a good idea, and then all the energy comes from other people who want to join.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes. So how did it work for you?
How convinced the people behind the idea are, for instance.
Okay.
Because normally we live in a world where we come across tons of ideas every day, and we lack the time to evaluate every idea properly. This is why people need to be persistent, just keep pushing and just keep presenting their ideas, and just start building their ideas even though they lack support or funding or friends or whatever. I mean, if you really believe in your idea, you should go ahead and just build it, put it on people's faces.
Yeah.
Because it's really something very hard to explain sometimes to people, because we all have our stereotypes. And when I say flower market, your mind creates a flower market, one that you already visited, and you think, well, that's not a great idea. I mean, a flower market, shop stalls and dogs and whatever, it's not a great idea. But my idea of a flower market is very different.
Can you remember the time when you felt that others realized this is going to be a good idea?
We had a huge light sign above the street entrance signalizing that there's something happening there, and the sign it's basically the translation of I miss you. And there were taxi cabs just stopping in the middle of the street and just people just staring at what's happening here. I mean, and just people started taking pictures of it, because the I miss you sign is basically a declaration of the potential of the street. Once the decorations are over and the festival is over, the street returns to its formal state. So basically what you're left with is the declaration that you miss its potential and the way it was before.
When you saw people are stopping and taking picture of this, that's when you felt the idealing moment.
Yeah, that something good happened, and that people just started taking notice of it. And it's quite an interesting feeling that you are the one that basically orchestrated everything, and you came up with the idea, and you managed to involve everyone in the project. And it's quite interesting to see and to hear that people relate to the project. And everyone just starts calling their friends and, hey, I'm on Potaissa Street, there's something with flowers happening, not sure what, but it's really cool, you should check it out.
Then what happened inside of you?
It just validates your idea. It's like someone would have a big thank you sign just in your face for just thanking you for having that idea and just not giving up and going the entire way to see it come through. It's something that you cannot really explain to people. They just have to live it on their own. But it's something really magical, and there's not a amount of money that can help you feel that way about something that you have thought about, you orchestrated, you helped build, and so on.
Exactly, and now we have a name for it.
Yeah.
Because I think every creative person should have a name for that moment, because that's a beautiful moment.
Yeah,
if you ask me, it's actually the most beautiful moment in the creative process, when the first person outside yourself realized that this idea is good.
Okay, how do you call it?
Idealing.
Idealing, yeah? So that's the moment,
That's
right?
the moment.
That's the moment when you look at someone coming from for the first time in your project and just see their eyes sparkle.
You see their eyes sparkle as much as your eyes sparkled when you had the idea.
Yeah, that's right.
But the most beautiful moment, it might be when you have the idea, but I would argue that it's even more beautiful when the first other person sees the magic in the idea.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's really something really magical.
I agree, the most magical part.
Yeah.
I reflected more and more on this, and I realized that maybe we should call it the Videmus Moment, because we have the Eureka Moment, and the Eureka Moment is when I have an idea, I have found it, Eureka, but we also have the Videmus Moment, when someone else sees your idea. Videmus, Latin for we see it, as in other people seeing the beauty of your idea. So cherish those idealings, enjoy that Videmus Moment, when someone else understands the brilliance of your idea. And I wish you many, many beautiful Videmus moments and beautiful idealings spurting out of the ground. Now press that subscribe button and it will automatically, through your little YouTube machine, you will get one weekly inspirational video to help you discover your full creative potential. Join me as we explore the world of creativity.